What curriculum did I select for my kindergartner, second, and third grader this upcoming school year? Stick around to find out. Let's start things off by going over what I've selected for English language arts. So that covers all English topics. So first we're gonna go with phonics, which is all about reading, which I have been using with my oldest all the way up until now, and I just absolutely love it. So for my kindergartner this year, we're gonna continue using level 1. We started it last year when he was in TK and just kind of got started. I didn't rush anything. We did it probably more like one time a week. And that's kind of where he's at now. So we're just gonna keep on going. And then for my third and second grader, well, my second grader is going to move forward with the level 3. He finished level 2 last year. Both of my sons finished level 2 last year. But I took this curriculum comes with readers, and so they're little stories. So I already had my third grader read through some of these readers, and he was able to read them without getting tripped up or anything, without, formally going through this lesson plan. So clearly all of the silent reading and just he got really interested in chapter books and has picked up a lot on his own. So for my third grader, I'm thinking about just buying level 4 and having him start there. I kind of planned this curriculum. I knew I was going to continue with it, and I bought it before the summer started, but now I've realized, now that I have it, my third grader is just a little advanced, so I'm probably just going to be buying the level 4 for him. One big focus this year for my third grader is really focusing on writing. We've done a little bit here and there, but I haven't really taught a whole lot of formal writing. This is our main focus because in California, third graders start taking the standardized test at the end of the school year. This test does contain short answer problems as well as an actual writing prompt at the very end of the English portion. So I want to make sure that his writing skills are up to par, so he knows exactly what to do, so he doesn't get frustrated when he's taking this test at the end of the school year. So what we're going to use for his writing curriculum is the Right Source curriculum. I'm typically not big on these big publisher brands, but this came highly recommended by a friend of mine and also a couple teacher friends I know, so I decided to give it a try. This is just the student edition. I haven't, as you can see, I was able to borrow this from our charter school's curriculum library, so I was able to kind of grab it and see what the curriculum looked like before I purchased anything. So far I like it. I've been able to just use the student manual. I'll see if I end up buying the teacher's manual to go along with it. I know that those can be a little bit pricey from these big publisher brands, so I haven't even looked at it, to be honest. But I'm thinking for now, until I find a need, I'm just gonna be sticking with following through the student edition and kind of teaching him that way. Another component I'm going to be tying in with the writing is going to be using the program Typing Club. Now this is a free curriculum, and the reason I'm tying this in with our writing is because that end of the year state test is taken completely on the computer. So I wanted to make sure that my third grader had a full understanding of how to type, how to use the computer, get him all prepped and ready for that this year. So by the end of the year, he can go in and know how to write and then know how to type it on the computer. Other parts that I incorporate to our English language arts section is daily reading for independent reading. So this is where they go and read on their own. Even my kindergartner will go, and I have Bob books, or he can just look through the picture books. Basically, this time has been so useful to our homeschool, just having them read 15 minutes every day, but not, I tried at first to be super strict. Oh, you can only read Bob books when my older two were younger. You have to read the Bob books, and I want to see you reading, and that made it terrible. It was just awful. So what I've started doing is 15 minutes silent reading. Go do it. You can pick any book on the bookshelf. And so this is just time for them to be exposed to books. And it is just awesome how they get excited about books, even if they're picture books or just regular chapter books. Whatever they want to look at, they can have free reign during this free reading, independent reading time. Another part of our English language arts is doing read alouds. I always make sure we have some book that we're reading together as a family that I will read. I'll either do it during school time, I'll do it during meal times, and I don't have a set schedule. Whenever it feels right, if there's a day where I'm just really busy and I don't have time, sometimes we don't get to it. But then they're always excited when we come back and start reading again. So there's always something that we're doing as a family together, and that allows us to go on an adventure, and I get to ask them questions, or they can narrate back to me what they heard or anything like that. So it's been a lot of fun incorporating read alouds. Math is pretty simple for us. I've used the same math curriculum our entire homeschooling career, if you want to call it that. My kindergartner will be using Primary Mathematics Level 1B, and it's going to be the Standards Edition. They have a Common Core edition, they have an Original edition, they even have, this is the company Singapore, they even have a new Dimensions. So I know all about all these different curriculums, but this just happened to be the one I started with. It happened to be Standards. I didn't know there were a bunch of different options when I first got this for my oldest son. If it's not broke, don't fix it. There's plenty of math curriculums out there, and even though this company came out with a newer version, I didn't feel the need to go try that out. I just wanted to stick with what I knew. It's working for us. So if we ever have any problems, I'll be looking around. But until then, this is what we're using. So he's using 1B because he did 1A when he was in TK last year, and I kind of planned on him going very slowly through the curriculum. So he will be working on 1B this year. Second grader will be doing 3A, 3B, and then the third grader will be doing 4A and 4B. So I like that I use the same math curriculum for all of them. Again, if it didn't work for somebody, I'd have to readjust. But it's just nice knowing that once you get used to the program and the format and how it works, makes it really easy to just implement every day for all three of them. For science, I have been on the hunt for a new curriculum, and I think I finally found it. Last year, at the beginning of the year, I was planning on using Layers of Learning, but I just could not get it to fit with our schedule. There's nothing wrong with the curriculum. I still wish it would work for us, but it just was not working the way I wanted it to. I switched to Mystery Science last year because it was familiar to me and they're easy little videos and lessons that I could implement, but that once we moved out to a more rural area, internet is kind of iffy. I needed something that was textbook based, and I found a company called Pandia Press, and I decided to do their curriculum. So they have the level 1 grades 1 through 4 Earth and Environment. They also have a level 1 grades 1 through 4 Astronomy, and they also have a level 1 grades 1 through 4 Life Science. You don't need all three, but I did. I could not decide what my kids were going to be most interested in, and so after looking at the table of contents of all three of these curriculums, I decided to just buy all three now and kind of pick and choose what we're gonna do. I mean, I wouldn't recommend this, you know, you might wanna just start with life or astronomy or just pick one, but I just decided to get all three, and pick and choose what I wanted to do. Another aspect that you're gonna need in addition to the curriculum is going to be some sort of science dictionary, and they do recommend the Usborne Illustrated Dictionary of Science. So I did go ahead and grab that as well. This thing is beautiful. I mean, all Usborne books really are beautiful, but I mean, just look at the pages here. They're amazing. So this is beautiful. My kids already love it. They've already been looking through it. I really can't tell you a whole lot more about this curriculum because I am in the early stages of planning for next year, but be sure to be on the lookout here. I'll definitely try to put some sort of review or my thoughts on this curriculum later on in the year. Now, for history, since the Layers of Learning curriculum that I tried out last year was supposed to cover science, history, art, and geography, I was out all of those curriculums. So I was also on the hunt for a history curriculum, and when I found the Pandia Press Real Science Odyssey curriculum, I noticed they had a History Odyssey or History Quest curriculum. So I'm still going through that curriculum. They have some free samples on their website, so if you are interested at all, you can get a glance at some of the first, I think the first chapter of each of their curriculums. I'm using that and kind of going over that for some summer planning, and if we like it, I'll probably be purchasing that. So again, I don't have much more information on the curriculum, but I am super excited to give it a try and see how it goes for us. As part of our history curriculum, I also wanted to study a little bit of economics, and I found this series of 9 books called The Tuttle Twins. So I loved how they are a story. So it's something simple. It's not like a full curriculum that I have to remember to implement on each day. I was just gonna start reading them randomly throughout the year and see where we get. One cool thing is right at the end, they do have some discussion questions, so you can do those at the end. And I believe on their website, they might have a few activities. I'm not quite sure on that, but I definitely am excited to give these a read. Lastly, my kids are also taking music classes, so my 3rd grader is doing guitar lessons and my younger 2, so 2nd and kindergartner, are doing piano lessons. So that's just something they get to do once a week and they find it really fun and it's just something different that they can do that's not so school-based. So they enjoy it and we're gonna keep continuing on with that this year. There you have it. That's the curriculum I plan on using this year with my kiddos. If you have any questions, be sure to let me know in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them for you guys. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe so you can get more homeschool content just like this. See you next time.